Hello Collective, thanks for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. So as always, thank you to those who have continued to support my channel, and welcome to those who are new. So today we're going to take a look into the collective's energy and see what's going on. I'm being shown that there are shifts that have happened, very subtle, but the tarot surfers are under extreme duress right now. That's what I'm being shown. This is because people are tightening their access points. So those that are trying to continually siphon off others' creativity for gain, they are starting to feel the pinch. So financial funnels are drying up. They're now witnessing can't go this way because it's blocked, can't go this way because it's blocked, which then spins them into a cycling loop. Yeah, their loop is what's going to make them stand out. All right, that bit we know, but I feel let's just tap right into who's trying to get a read on your energy, collective, because these people that are paying for readings, they're looking for an answer, or they're trying to get a lock onto something or a look into something. So I'm going to show you what that looks like where they're struggling, so you know how to protect yourself and your energy that bit better. Okay, and not that bit better, you're already doing better, because this is why there's this extreme tarot surfing happening right now, because they can't get a lock on you. So we've got triumph, so again that's confirming that you're doing well already. So we've got moving on, hope, fulfillment of wishes, sacral chakra, and triumph and success. Okay, what's going on is we know that there's a group that have been trying to rewrite your narrative, and for whatever purpose and reason, some things that you've changed, something you've done different, the narrative is being projected as you've only just woke up this morning and clicked online, whereas those of us that are reading the energy correctly know that that couldn't be further from the truth. Your energy signature is very, very clear that you're not just new at this, you haven't just woke up anytime soon, you've always been present to an extent. Regardless of what people think you know, thought you knew, or should have done something this way, or if you knew, why didn't you do this? That side of things is irrelevant, and it's clear for me, picking up on whoever's resonating with this, it's very clear that you've been very aware and you've kept yourself shielded and hidden, and now this is becoming a problem, a real problem for someone or a group of people. So let's take a look. So moving on, yes, they probably wish that you would move on. This is why whatever it is that you're doing, when you make an impact within the ethers, it ripples through. So for example, a tarot reader, we'll always use tarot as the example, a tarot reader that is bang on point with a truth that's said, you can be sure within an hour of that post going live, you'll start seeing the fear-based titles popping up. That is the psyops, and I've got to watch using that, but we know that this will be suppressed anyway. But anyway, it's them that have to come in, because what's under attack is a very lucrative financial funnel. It's the only way to see it. So they want you to move on, but they don't, because if you move on and completely change to a different career or whatever, then one, they benefit because you're not exposing them, or you're not you're not around for people to be able to get a true reading on where you're at, what's going on for you, and that's how they're able to dominate the narrative, because it's out of sight, out of mind. So that's where you get the planted readers that are like, oh, they're doing this now, or this has happened, or they feel like this. Those are the ones that are standing out more and more to everybody, because if they really had a read on your energy collective, then they wouldn't be making past tense knowledge as if it's a prediction. So the false light has to stay as close to the truth or the light as possible, because it's a mimicking overlay. All right, so moving on, they can lose that because they can siphon off elsewhere. So it's like a double-edged sword. You're not moving on out of the equation, you're ascending and you're moving on up. And this is where the issue lies, because whatever you've changed, your frequency, your vibrational energy is no longer accessible to those who are trying to siphon off it. And if this is you, you will be able to see it within your environment. You've got to pay attention to the slight shifts. Every time a post like this comes out and it identifies something, you can be sure those that it's exposing are within the group that are watching. So immediately they've got to go in, subtly shift and change direction. It will be apparent for those that are truly awake, paying attention. But what we're dealing with here is the tarot community is completely infested with parasites, to the point where it's going to feel so toxically overwhelming that people may just surrender and allow whatever to be just drained right from them. Where I'm coming from, that's not going to be a thing. Not from this point that I'm seeing from. And there are solutions that are already being created, placed, to come into manifest, that will stop all of this. So don't worry about that side. What you're needing to focus on is protecting your energy, because it's about to be used against you in any way possible. There's a need to drown you out, because there's something about your light that's bringing hope to people, that's bringing some kind of igniting within. And it's making people feel inspired to move away from toxicity, to move away from re-looping people back into this same recycled pot. It's inspiring people that it's okay to have hope. You've got to have hope to start somewhere, but really hope isn't a thing. It's what do you want? What do you want to change? It is already so. You just need to hold that and back up what you say. If you're wanting change and then you see the opportunity for change to be presented in front of you, you align with it and you hold it. You're going to get tests that's going to swing you from the rocks to the shore. That's a given. How deeply rooted in your desire are you? And that's what's pushing through right now. So moving on, moving up, we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is moving on and up out of the toxic frequency of mind fucking, mind games, mind manipulation, twisting what's being said, stripping down the original true source and fracturing it and dispersing it for others to vultures to feed from. That's what's been going on. That's what is going on. But you need to stay focused and hold where you're at, because this is something that they're unable to access. We know that we've got sticky fingers. High Priestess in reverse is trying to get her hands and her manipulation over everything. We know that there are the gaslit men that surround them. So the King of Swords in reverse will be their lover, their hubby, their twin flame, soulmate, whatever it is, but the toxic version of. They are the manipulators. So you're coming out of some kind of headspace. Maybe you're not seeing anything reflected back enough, but remember that triumph is symbolic of you and the flag that you're flying right now. So keep on. We've got here the Six of Wands in reverse. The reason that that is in reverse is because people have given up hope. People have seen that this toxic black smoke air, thick with greed, envy, entitlement, is choking people out. So it's knocking the wind out of anybody's visions of hope. People have stopped dreaming and creating because it constantly gets hijacked. People don't want to share things anymore because as soon as something's out of their mouth, you've got the mimickers are jumping on board. What you're doing is you're doing a role reversal, and your energy is the most dominant, and so it is the front of the wave that is directing where the current goes. Yeah, so think about that for the minute. And it's not about that you're being egotistical or a controller, a manipulator. You've got to be a controller on some level. There's no getting away from that. But you're not doing it to knock people off their pedestal or knock people off their square, as they say in the US, or off your spot or wherever. It's like tearing people down is not your angle. So the force that you hold that directs the energetic current is able to drown out this black smoke that's trying to choke everybody that is authentically genuine out. So just know that's what's going on. And there's many aspects of that. They're showing me little veins, or like little techies, as they all show up in the sky, that all interlink. Those that are carrying the same vibrational message are automatically interlinked. Everybody else can join on board at any time that they want to, but there's not going to be a way for them to naturally connect in if they're still running the same bullshit that everyone is ascending and rising above these days. We need to hold space for those that are actively showing they want to change, they're trying to change. We didn't know what to change to. Everybody gets set in their ways. Everybody gets comfortable with where they're at. If it's not broke, don't need to fix it. That type of mentality. Sometimes it's too overwhelming, just the thought of, well, what's the point of me creating a change when no one else is up for it? Those days are gone. Think about yourself and the changes you want to be. But it's a cliche, isn't it? How do you know what change you want to make if you don't even know how to make those changes within yourself? There's a setting our bar higher, because when the light beings are looking down on us, when they are surrounding us with their presence and just overseeing how things are going. It's not overseeing like some kind of fucking prison warden. It's just they are within the atmosphere everywhere. They see everything. But they know there is a direction that we're heading. And there is a vast majority over all countries, all nationalities, beliefs and faiths, all industries that are aligned and connected. So when I'm talking of the tarot community, it's just a tiny part as an example for you to place in wherever you're at, whatever you do. So there's a need to get a lock on your real energy and embed within your everyday world. So that will be in the comments section, befriending people or you. It will be members groups. Know that these siphoners of people's creativity live in members groups, because that's where you're giving out the gold of what you're creating. You're wanting to give that something special. And I'm not saying anything about, oh, don't have a members group, or no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm letting people know that this is where the parasites live. They need to take your first drop of creativity and then strip it down. So your one rich post filled with teachings, content and so will be stripped down, and maybe 4-5 new posts are diluted down and manipulated to re-loop. So then what it looks like is you are a narrative that's directing a group, let's say, but the PSYOP script version are close on your tail side by side, and they are orchestrating it because they need people to stay in toxicity. Otherwise, once again, a funnel will dry up. It's like if everybody was, let's say we've jumped forward and everyone's got the coding and the understanding of the instant manifestations and body healing. without a med bed, you know, things like that. That then where would the medical industry be? Where would the pharmacy be? Where would the dealers be? That bit is a basic that we all know. But what you're needing to do is apply that concept to yourself, collective. Because for you moving around with such a strong, influential energy, that's a proper nightmare for people. They need to own you. They need to control you. They need to manipulate where you take that current of people, of energy. They need to tell you. And this is where the Clash of the Titans, let's say, this is where it is. But for your energy collective, there's no crashing. It's you crashing them against the rocks so that they get the hell out of the way. Because there is nothing stopping the force that is the wind in your back, let's say. So we've got fulfillment of wishes. The Christian 21 scam group, which is another aspect of, gathered up as many as they could. They scooped up those that were into Trump. They were those that were into the letter Q and that movement, and the conspiracy theories, the true. It's like then they railroad into spirituality, trying to have a stake in all areas that create change. But what they've done is they embedded so deeply and spread so much misinformation, mind fucked so many people, that their most dominant active intention was to stop people creating dreams and wishes for the future, to just give up. It's all going to shit. What's the point of dreaming? Well, that's your timeline, my friend. It's not ours. If you don't have dreams, aspirations, goals to work towards, then you're going nowhere. You're not moving on from anything. You're moving around stagnation. So it's not about anyone's better than anyone. Anyone's way is the way. It's you're going to feel it. That's what's pushing through. We're coming from the speaking, judging, to feeling. If it doesn't feel right, don't keep overriding yourself. It doesn't feel right for a reason. And that can be you're being heavily influenced to doubt yourself, which we know particular people within the collective are way beyond that point. But you do need to still keep going round, refreshing, clearing out, testing, making sure. Not everybody is your friend. And the most people that are around you, especially in the earlier days, or even if you're still just, you don't know how much you're being suppressed or how much you're being siphoned. Probably turn your stomach if you did know. But like the light beings say, do you really need to know? You know that it's going on or something's going on, and that's enough for you to adjust and move differently. Predictability is a big trap, and that's what's caught this group out, because they had it so on. They thought they had you to a T, that they could cause a situation, you would move a certain way. That complacency was what I feel led you to be able to sneak in and out of the back door, come back in, you're reading your book, there's nothing to see. When they've popped off, when they're not all eyes on, you're back out the back door, having fun, enjoying life, rebuilding on new timelines. Back into your box, reading your book, there's nothing going on. Oh, they're fucking well boring. Their life is nothing. Yeah, that's what we created. They don't go out, they don't do anything. They're really stuck and constricted. Let people believe what they want to believe. You're not here to change their opinion or to say, no, I am enjoying life, or I am doing this. So it doesn't matter. You're here for you. And people that keep you locked in toxicity rather than helping to bring you with them, move along, seeing what you're doing, your bit. It's like you're not here to help everyone fix the world. But if you see somebody that's on the floor as you're walking past them, then your morals, your ethics, your higher self would automatically, naturally bend down and give them a hand because you're both heading in the same way. It's that type energy. So there's something about fulfillment of wishes, dreams coming true. The tarot surfers are really, really under pressure now because so much money has been ploughed into extinguishing you in any which way, that the more that you are expanding and shining, the more detrimental it becomes, because it's like egg on the face. What you spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands. You studied one particular collective. You studied them and boasted about watching for years and years and years. And yet here you are in your domain, as you may put it, and you can't get a future read on them. That is fucking embarrassing. And it is if you're a High Priestess in reverse, or a Hierophant in reverse, or you're anything that presents in the reverse. That much we all know. So your fulfillment of wishes are guaranteed. There must be something in your birth chart that's been studied and analysed to block and stop, and you've just been like a gazelle, bing, 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 or a mountain goat. It's like, look at me, I'm on the point of the sword, da-da! That type of energy. They can't stand it. It's like, let me push that up and into the back and give me another nine to put with that, and let's make sure they're down for good. That's the intention that they are driving. That's why when you drop something, whether you speak a truth, whether you take an action that is in alignment with your core true being, working towards moving on to your hopes, goals, dreams, desires, becoming manifest, you will see something reflect back in your environment, because they're all around you, don't forget, or scrolling through tarot, tarot, YouTube, whatever. After that, you will then see it reflecting back, like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or oh, where do they think they're going to go from here? Or, oh, your spirit guides should have magicked that out of you by now, shouldn't they? All of that type rubbish. You've just got to ignore it. You're only seeing it because you've created a massive tear within their false construct. So if you amplify that with more and more people are feeling their way into this energy that is surrounding us strongly right now, then you can see how the tables actually have turned. That's the rebalancing. Part of the rebalancing. Just because people are jumping on board or they're making changes, that's not taking away what's been done with these intentions. They're their side notes that are playing out that do need to be corrected, because people will stay stuck. And the more that they're in awareness and they do not give back or make efforts or help to rectify the suppression of you, collective, until they make actions that are in alignment with that truth. They don't need to do a big trumpet announcement. There is a higher presence that's overseeing all of this. They know when that frequency's been hit, because it's an intention followed by an act. This is where they're needing to rewind, rework, and try again with how they're moving forward, because otherwise they will be going nowhere. Can you imagine going the next 10 to 20 years of your life, regardless of how old you are, and you've got the spirit world on your ass? You've got your own assigned team to make sure you go nowhere other than back into your head and think about what you've done and how you're going to move differently. This is why you can't keep helping those like the tarot surfers that are going round with multiple readings on the same subject, because they're trying to get a lock on a read of particular people within the collective. They're doing energetic manipulations because they've got to try and align. But what's happened now, that the spirit realm have cloaked key individuals. There is not a read that is a predictive read on these people, because that is higher than classified. There will be energetic reads as the energies build in, because what you're picking up on will be particular members of the collective. It's their energy that is forming. So when the light beings show me, they will do a movement, and then they build up the movement, and then the energy starts spinning, and then it starts expanding, and then it's like literally crazy. I've said it before, but it's mental to see it. But that's what they show me, as well as the example of what's going on here. So when readers are tapping in and you start seeing that all of a sudden something's switched and all the titles are kind of the same, give and take about an hour or so, or you've got coupled in with that the mimickers jump on board because they see something shifted, but they're not tapped in. They're seeing the shift, they're aligning and adjusting to it. It's like shapeshifters. They've got to move quick. The shadow has just decreased. Quick. Let's get as close to it as we can. That's why you start seeing similar titles, because that is the pure energy that's being emitted at that time. So all right. Don't worry so much about the protection side. Something they were sharing with me is that parallel to this, what's been studied and observed. So my mind's just split to 3 right now, so just bear with me. I've just got to shut one bit down so it's done. This High Priestess in reverse, the embarrassment that they're receiving, and the King of Swords and all of the other reversals are, it's like what I've just described with the energy and seeing the shift happen and them not being able to get a future read. What was shown is, isn't it funny that these people have boasted and demonstrated and all of the everything that they are an absolute powerhouse, a powerhouse of this, that and everything. Outhouse, powerhouse. But yet you've changed something, collective. You've made adjustments, you've done whatever. People can speculate all they like that it's because of this, or my spirit guides told me that you've done this and done that. Let them speculate. But what needs to be focused or brought into awareness is, how comes these powerhouses, all of a sudden that you've adjusted something, now they can't get a read on you? Where's your power gone? Why is it that the collective changed something or did something a different way? And let's be clear, that in my opinion, from what I see and feel, it feels like once enough observation of the siphoners was collected, enough data, enough being able to see from the inside how it operates, once that was enough and no more needed to be seen, because it's the same repetitive loop and cycle, when enough of what was being looked and observed and monitored is so locked in photographically, so someone may have a photographic mind, don't have to, that you can tell when something's moved out of place or when something's subtly shifted, that type of thing. So once you know what you know, you don't need to be stagnating anymore. You can keep moving on. You've seen enough. You don't need to see anymore. But yet the collective has done something, closed down, cleared out, no eyes are on. They may like to believe they are, or there could still be. Who knows? They're not getting a proper read. That much is clear with the energy that's projecting through. But where is the powerhouses now? And that's what I'm bringing to the attention. It's after the fact posting, after the fact knowledge, inferring something is going to be, but then there's so much that swamps everyone's mind that everything's taken in, and they forget that they don't actually see. This is why that particular collective and some others are able to hide within that chaos, because everyone's mind is everywhere else. That's how they were able to get in and out of the back door of this contained box. You can only come out when I lift the lid or give the order to lift the lid. Then you can come out, stretch your legs and get back in again. Little do they know that whilst you're in your little box collective, it is your little think tank. And so they do surround you. Like I'm saying, the visual example is a members group. They keep you locked in and contained so that you've got to create and show with all eyes on how you can get out of that, because They know then to put the lid back on, and then they siphon that as they know how. And so this is the real eyes-on test. All of a sudden, powerhouses have had an electricity cutout, blackout, literally. So, I don't know. So don't worry about the protection. You're doing what you're doing, and it's clear that you're not making your decisions based on your environment. And that's what makes it clear that you are tapped into the divine. And it's inspiring to know that in this lifetime, people can do it, and it can be demonstrated without trickery, without a need to say, oh, look what I'm doing, and look what I've just found out, and look what I need to demonstrate so people believe me. Fuck that. We've got here our favourite guy, the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Oh. It's gone. We'll leave it there. Just saw the tower there. So we've got the King of Swords in reverse, and we've got the sacral chakra. So this person is the one that is the static. They're in the reverse because that's where they operate at their best. They can invoke feelings and so in others, and that essence and energy and what happened, he said, she said, can be captured and filtered out. Do you really want to go through life with your guard up, fearful that you're going to meet a King of Swords in the reverse who's presented as a emperor in the upright? No. But you'll see narratives pushing through that the High Priestess in reverse, and thanks for letting me use you as an example. We're all in the same field. But the High Priestess in reverse will be, say, like, set up a High Priestess in the upright. What they're trying to demonstrate is, if you was a High Priestess in the upright, you would be able to see that wasn't an emperor, it was a King of Swords in reverse. Didn't you know? You must be fake. Whereas turn the spotlight back onto them and say, hey, little lady, what's your life looking like? So you're judging someone on a setup orchestrated to have no other outcome other than the one you stipulate it must be, because maybe that they are trying to get the secret code of how do you actually change that type life situation. So there's a mimicking and a copying, but more really trying to direct a narrative, break, get back in your box, all of that type of thing. So remember, when you're seeing titles and narratives trying to switch and change and it doesn't quite feel right for you, that's the undertone that's happening. That's the black, thick smog energy, the toxicity that's trying to snake its way through. And I actually like snakes, but that's the example I was shown. So this King of Swords in reverse, don't be fooled, they cannot change. This is their ideal state. There's too much that they hold too much anger, hatred, whether it's to the world, to men, to women, to whatever it is. They need this creative energy because it is a spark of hope. It shows that dreams can be realized. But they're on the wrong frequency, which is why they will always gravitate towards an Empress in reverse, a High Priestess in reverse, a Queen of Swords in reverse. Everything reversal is their underworld match. But it's draining. And the reason it's draining is because people like yourself, collective, and the others that are like you are moving on away from that. So technically, energetically, they are starving themselves out because they are so resistant to change. They don't know how to change. This is why the tarot surfers, people that are paid to go back for another reading, go and ask them this, go and find out this. They're manipulating an energy so they can take answers back and siphon off it. But the signal's wrong now because all of those doorways are shut. People might get different bits of information, but it won't be the core source that they need. Because as well, collective, if they've done something to you, if you are the one that they were trying to keep in a box, what they're going to find when the penny finally drops, that the powerhouse has, the plug's been pulled on it, that when they are really in pure crisis, which is what's coming, think Saturn moving through, think Pluto moving through, think everything being thrown up in the air, and the only things that land back down on their feet are those that are demonstrating that they are open to change. They are actively demonstrating that they've changed lanes, that they are dedicated to this push and pull as the energy reorganizes itself. It's not easy to break away from an extortion group like this, you know. So if you've dealt with this on any level and they've got different aspects of, then you really do need to blow your own trumpet, because many wouldn't be able to, which is why the reading began of surrendering and just having vultures have a feeding frenzy on you. It's why people get so broken that they think, oh, fuck it, I'll just stay with the King of Swords reverse. Are you actually crazy? That's what your hopes and wishes are? A character like that? So identifying what they are. If something doesn't feel right, it isn't right. These people are going to be refunneled through. The irony is spending thousands upon thousands of pounds or dollars on readings and spending hours and hours for free in members groups with a plethora of information. They know what they're looking for because they've mimicked the frequency before, but they don't realize it's absolutely changed. They're looking too low is a heads up for them. So spending that amount of money when really what they're going to need to do is just go to the original source, the one that knows their energy. But there's that fear. they're going to know that it was me and what I done. Maybe nothing said. Or maybe it'll be obvious. What are your intentions coming forward? To siphon, steal and use against, weaponize? Or to really take stock of what's happening here globally? Change is coming, and the longer you're gripping on to stealing the information elsewhere rather than focusing on getting yourself helped in the nicest way, not meaning like medically or anything like that. I'm not medically trained. I'm not giving medical advice, but I'm saying it doesn't make sense, or it won't do at some point when you see that everybody is moving to a whole different place and you're still here swilling around in this toxicity because you're trying to get a lock on a frequency or eyes on something that you've no longer got access to unless you come correct, male or female, regardless of your involvement, the part you played, what you done. You will be restricted because you've got to go back to the original source. So moaning about, oh, they've put their prices up and all of that shit won't come into it, because the amount of money you're going to be losing, the way that you're carrying on and the way that you're wasting it on readers that you believe are getting a read, when here we are, you're not actually reading, predicting the collective, are you? At some point, you're going to need to pull your head up into a clearer breathing air, and you may just get a quick download and be, what if I was to try it that way for a minute? Because that's what everyone else is doing. It's about your intentions in approach. We've got the Three of Cups, triumph and success. The Three of Cups, everybody is celebrating. We're loving this feeling. We're loving that it's not as obstacles and challenges as it was when we were recycling, re-looping in this toxicity. We've only had to do like a little bit this, a little bit that, and now we're locked into the energetic flow. I'm loving it. Still chaos in the world. Everyone's still fighting each other. But individually, you know that you're doing your bit, really doing your bit. I'm not on about those that are spouting the words that they've already harvested off others that are living it. Practice what you preach. It's going to become very apparent. Those that are doing lip service in whatever capacity you want to visualize that, those that are doing lip service, but they don't know how to walk the walk. And that as well is a stark message for these that are faking being whatever. If you're a mimicker, don't sit there making money on a channel giving psychic anything, because it's going to blow up and you'll be made an example of the downfall. This is what they do, this is what it looks like, and this is what happens when a tower hits. Lots of people need to tread carefully, myself included. Five of Swords, moving on from competition. Got to be like this, got to be like that. Huh? Yeah, she says. You just told us we got it. No, I'm saying I know the energy that's moving through. I know already the month that's really in focus at the moment. Hoping to give you heads up that procrastinating, it's not your friend right now. It's a time for action and showing who are you? What are your intentions? Have I got to come with all of my 5 of Swords up and protected and guarding? Or can I just meet you as you are with my guards down? Because having that trust and faith, when I'm saying don't worry about the protection side, your spirit guides don't work for you. And no, they don't work for the Most High or God or whatever you want. They don't work for anyone. Your spirit guides are volunteers. They volunteered to be by your side from birth. They volunteered to guide you in the best way that they can, regardless of if you ever know that they are there with you. It's not even about that. They are volunteering to just move through and do what they're there to do. And there's many that are like that in the physical and beings. There's a higher power at play. People have tried to test it, or they're changing it to dilute it. It's up to them. But the particular collective energy here and those that are with them, you're where you're at because you're beyond that point of testing spirit, of testing that's beginner's level 101. Welcome to today. That's why you're not needing to read the energy. All of this parasitic toxicity that's hijacking the tarot community right now, it is going to be removed. It's going to take a minute. But your bit is identifying what's up around you. What can you see? What can you do to do your bit for you? Because if this is your life, your career, and you're enjoying it, then there's no need for you to do anything else. But know that there are a infiltrated group of people that do not believe in psychics, mediums, spirit worlds, and tarot readers, and all of the rest of it, just because the narrative is now on the bandwagon that 1 minute tarot readers were blooming in bed with the devil himself, to all of a sudden everybody's teaching everybody how to be psychic and it's the best trending thing to be. Leave those people to it, because they're going to stand out, and that's what we want them to do. If you're real, you're getting on and doing what you're here to do. You're a signpost for people. You're not orchestrating a specific direction. You're bringing up and you're demonstrating how you see life, or what your focus of interest is, and what you're getting from that. You relay it, and then others make of it what they will. And again, that's a double-edged sword, because people can say, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking that and then I'm stripping it down to make, yeah, that's okay. But you haven't done that with the intentions of, oh, yay, I've had a winner here. I'm going to make loads from this. Keep them in their box. Provoke them like this to get more out them. It's the intention of why you're doing something. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups with hope, moving on from this Five of Swords, Nine of Swords into the Ace of Cups, and then it turns into the Six of Wands in the upright. People want to see other people do well, don't they? Well, no, not really, because it becomes an embarrassment on their powerhouse network. We've got the Five of Wands, fulfillment of wishes and an imbalance. Anyone trying to come with conflict and instigating that, let them. Because it will be fucking funny. You will get content. Let them come with their 5 fucking sticks. Allow it. You're still getting on doing what you need to do. Don't need to be blimmin' waking up 3 a.m. Spirit made me put my makeup on and sort my hair out and tell you this urgent message type waiting for them to arrive. Just crack on. If they've got an absolute problem with you, then they will make their face apparent so you can see them. Come out of the shadows if you've got something to say, because I can't quite hear your mimicky tiny voice whispering in the background. No more to do than that. What can you do? If someone wants a fight, let them, because I can assure you, if that's the energy they're bringing to you when you're in your own lane and you're in a Ace of Cups energy and you're moving towards your fulfillment of wishes, it ain't you that is the door that they've got to get through. It is your spirit team. Whether you're aware of it or not. Of course you'll be aware of it. You're not going to not feel that energy approaching. You'll be too tapped in, heads up. Your guides, your spirit guides aren't here living your life for you. They're working with you. Yeah, so it's a joke. And that's the thing. When you start seeing fear-based messages, titles, after you've done something that's created an impact, laugh at it and say, dissolve. Anything that has a fear-based, it's dissolved. Because it already is. Fear-based, you better be careful, or this is a warning, or it's like what I saw one the other day. Don't really call out titles, but there's someone's looking for your address because they want to come round it. Fucking go away, bye-bye. Won't be clicking that. I'll wait till they turn up, thanks. I've got strawberries to eat. It's just not kind of where we're going, really. So that, for me, it's like when I see shit like that, that's like psyops, bye-bye. They need to make you feel like, shit, I shouldn't have posted that. I felt a real energy connected to it, but I went with it. I posted, or I said this, or I helped that person, or I stepped out of the shadows, or I took a risk. Reflected back will be instant to tap in to your doubt, to second guess yourself. You've moved on, you're past that. nothing is going to stop you coming to wherever you feel happy to be. You're expanding. People need to get the hell out of your way so you can spread your wings properly with ease without worry. Sorry. Yeah, I know, they're like massive once they're stretched out. Can I just come in through? All right, I'll wait for you. No, be none of that. So King of Swords. I mean, don't get me wrong, he could be going through a change. He could just be in the reverse because he's wanting to save his own energy and protect himself, but he's locked into constant rows, fighting, or this is a female in the reverse in a masculine energy, and she's I don't know, it's rouse. That's all that is to me. It's like no creativity because it's using the same thing, or creative with the bullshit that comes out of the mouth. A creative liar. Plotting, planning, scheming. It's going to be a lot for someone to, you can't, if you were trying to break this cycle, this or whatever, you would have to do something different that actually demonstrates you've broke a cycle. And if you are here as a generational curse breaker, then the longer you leave whatever it is that you're not facing, not addressing, or denying, or still fucking hateful towards, the worse you're going to feel it, because you actually have been here. Ancestors are watching you, and it's not like, oh, your ancestors going to kick people's ass. If there's a spiritual contract that restricts you, you're going nowhere. And it's beyond the point. We've moved on from the point of saying, oh, my religion doesn't believe in stuff like that. But yet here they are rocking up with every tarot reader, paying tarot readers, doing spell work, paying for spell work, doing black magic, learning that, mixing all around it, just because it's not done. Again, you ain't got a cauldron on the bus or in a taxi, or again whilst you're being driven round in a car. Just because it's not that obvious doesn't mean that you don't understand what you're dabbling with and what you're doing. How can you not believe in it, but yet you do want to believe in it when you want it to work for you? Your intentions are all giving off confusion. So that's why they'll be thrown back to that Nine of Swords energy until they think about their self and whatever. If it's like families or whatever, it's not like go and leave your family. There's nothing like that. There's always a solution that works for you, but you have to put you first. You can't build a future life that you're trying to make a drastic change by including everyone and it's got to work. That's not your bit. All your bit is make a decision and stick to it. What do you need it to look like? And then let your God, a higher power, come in and start making the moves for that. Your higher self knows what's best for you more than you can ever choose for yourself. That's why they say, get out of your own way. Anyway, then we've got here the Page of Pentacles. You've got an idea or an opportunity, or maybe you might have a reading. Maybe you might go to a reader, but your intention and mindset is aligned with a truth. Then a doorway will open, and then you're able to access what's needed. But when you've got, whether this is male, female, whatever, but when you're coming through with a true intention and you've got some scraggy fucking thing hanging off you that has ill intentions, be it man or woman, lovers or wedders, webbed webbers. Someone's name could be Webb. Yeah. Let's get off of that one. There's an opportunity presenting itself. It's whether you want to take it. The Empress is winning and is celebrating, and everyone is celebrating with her because it's all about love, triumph, truth, and spiritual union, which was letting go of something that no longer serves you, whether it's thoughts, beliefs, person, place, thing, action, whatever it is, in order to move on to gain and get something else. And this isn't saying you can't have your cake and eat it. It's just there's a particular process for the type of cake that you're trying to bake. So, Four of Cups in the reverse. Time to take action, not keep rejecting and procrastinating. Oh, I'm going to leave it there. Beautiful ending though for whoever you are, collective, resonating with that. And that just even, whether if you're masculine, that Empress, it's symbolizing manifesting creativity. The nurturing of your soul brings everything because it's in alignment with divine truth. You are co-creating with the frequency of love. There's no way but to win. They're mocking us. Number 19. Make a decision. Are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. So there you go, collective. That is your little reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you again soon. Bye bye.